Yeah, he was a guy the scouts were started at the start of the season start talking about, and then they just grow and grow on him. I think his obviously his position, his right shot defenseman, his mobility, his ability to skate, defend, compete. Just a natural athlete, going to Boston University too. So there was a nice package there.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, it's impressive decision for him, turning down playing in the SHL and talking about his path, believing that there was putting him in a better position to transition into the NHL by going to BU. So that I think speaks highly about him as his character and IQ and understanding of not a sprint to get to the National Hockey League. It's a not a marathon for him maybe, but it's definitely a part of development.
And this structure is probably going to allow him to have some more time with the game and more weight. Is that going to be point that you guys will have as well?
Yeah, I mean, BU is a great history of producing a lot of good players there. So for him to heading in there, the connection we have there with our alumni Scott Young and in the past too. So having a good experience and an NHL coach in Pandolfo too there will set him up for success.
Patrick, come here. Tom said that he feels he's a good defensive defenseman that has to get better offensively. Is that easier kind of to develop when he has a good defensive base, and then to develop the offense there, or is it the other way around? How do you see it?
Yeah, he actually played forward up to 2 years ago, so he has the ability to be producing and being involved in the offensive game. What I do like though is his commitment and how he competes and how he's able to play against top players, defending well, just with his IQ and his mobility there.
Patrick, you got a right shot defenseman here. Was there any talk about targeting a defenseman here with this pick, or how did you guys come to the decision to pick Tom Willander?
Yeah, as I said, all the way along here, we're best player available. I mean, he actually was there. All the other players ahead of him was gone. So we discussed different scenarios if it made sense for us to move down, keep the pick, but our guys were so excited, and I didn't see a reason why to not pick Tom there.
What do you think the best thing he can gain from the NCAA is compared to playing in Sweden and bouncing around between J20 and SHL?
Yeah, I think when we talked with him and met with him, he mentioned the quality ice time. I think it's you see a lot of younger players over in Europe not getting the minutes they deserve and maybe not getting the opportunities, and I think that's why he was excited about going to BU, competing against top players. The U.S. development team had a lot of players going into BC, so he's looking forward for that challenge and the opportunity to play big minutes there.
You spoke this week about looking at upside and long term and ceilings when they're in prime grade. With some of the forwards on the board there with some really high ceilings as well, do you envision having a top pair upside?
Yeah, well, I think it depends how you see him growing here over the next couple of years. Again, with his IQ and his ability to skate and his size makes him, depending on what the coaches, how we want to use him, but I could see him being a perfect fit for a guy like Quinn Hughes.
I just want a general question about just the hecticness of this week. You have the draft and then flip the switch to free agency right away. How can you paint a picture for us, like how this sort of plays out for Manhattan in the summer? Because usually there's a lot more space between the draft.
Yeah, you're right, and the traveling from back to Vancouver, it's been. For us, it's been a kind of a busy last couple of weeks preparing for this, and I would say even going back when the season ended there, trying to be ahead of it, A lot of discussions with my scouting staff, analytics staff, and Rick Tocchet, just making sure we're prepared here and for what's coming here on Saturday.
You talked about the skating a little bit. What exactly about the skating did you like the most with Willander?
Yeah, I think that one thing that the scouts talked about was his stride. Very smooth, powerful skater. I think you could see that he actually played forward when he was younger, growing up there. Just his ability to be first on pucks and being able to be part of the transition game there.
Patrick, just in general, going into the market Saturday, how do you kind of look at it when you look at, sometimes there's top-end players available, sometimes it's more of a medium, or how do you look at the kind of the free agency market and how you kind of gauge it and prepare for it?
Yeah, I think the free agent market, no different from other years, it's tough. There is a limited amount of players out there, and it's got to be a fit for what we want to have. As I said, I don't want to overspend. I want to use my money wisely here moving forward too, not just jump on something and then take away other opportunities. So we'll see.
Patrick, how hard has it been to make trades over the course of the past week?
It's been hard.
With the qualifying offer deadline, have you made any decisions on those players yet?
You know what? The focus here the last couple of days, for my part, has been the today's draft. I know my staff members, Ryan Johansson and Emily, are talking to a lot of agents here, and we'll see here. We're going to make a decision, or we have to make a decision by Friday. So.
Are you hopeful of getting any additional business conducted, aside from drafting players and filling out your dev camp roster, before the market opens, or as things are shaping up, is July 1 looking large for you to find that third line center and that defensive depth you want?
I would say that more realistically is probably July 1st, as the discussions and conversations have been up to this point.
Who's going to be somebody that's working with Willander a lot this coming year at the NCAA, and how he develops and makes sure he's getting ice time and working out and all these things? Who's someone from your staff that you want to see working with him a lot this year?
Yeah, Mike Komisarek, former defenseman, former first-round pick. Mike lives out east. Tremendous asset for our organization, and I think I know Chris Higgins, Mike Komisarek, and Michael Samuelson are super excited to get to know our new prospects coming in here, starting in Vancouver Saturday. So Mike will have a big hand on Tom there.
Patrick, as you went through this process and had a chance to interview Tom, what did you learn about him? What was it, aside from the hockey traits, that stuck out to you in making him the best BPA when you were up there?
Yeah, I was impressed with his maturity level. Myself, my background coming from Sweden, and the decision he made not to play in the SHL, having a bigger picture, talked about the opportunity to get better, moved away from home, was able to finish school with really good grades and get into BU. Just the maturity level, the understanding of how hard it's going to be now moving forward. Just because you get drafted in the first round, it's not a guarantee. It's everything's going to come down to how much he's willing to put in here, and that's what impressed me the most.
What do you hope to accomplish with 6 picks tomorrow? What are some of your priorities? What are you and your scouts' conversations likely to focus on later tonight?
Yeah, with the amount of picks we have here in the second and third round, we're definitely going to regroup here tonight and see if it makes sense to, if the players that we feel strongly about, if there is a chance for us to get into the second round. I know based on the conversations our scouting staff feels that there's still a lot of good players that they're excited about in the third and fourth round there.
You said you want to go